Good morning from Quirinal Palace, the official residence of the Italian president. Once a summer retreat for popes, this grand building sits atop Rome's highest hill, offering a commanding view of the city. Right beside it, the Quirinal obelisk stands tall, a relic from ancient Egypt, later placed here to adorn the piazza. Across from it, the Palazzo della Consulta, once home to the papal court, now houses Italy's constitutional court. Today, we'll be exploring more of Rome's rich history, wandering through its lively streets before heading to the Vatican museums in the afternoon. As we walk northeast along Via del Quirinale, we're following a historic route once known as the Strada Pia, originally laid out by Pope Pius IV in the 16th century. This street connected the Quirinal Palace with Porta Pia, a gate designed by Michelangelo. Over the centuries, Via del Quirinale has been lined with noble residences, churches, and government buildings, reflecting Rome's transformation from a papal city to the capital of Italy. Our next stop is the Church of San Carlo al Quattrofonte, a Baroque masterpiece by Francesco Borromini, known for its bold curves and intricate geometry. Outside the church, you'll find stunning sculptural details adorning its facade. Borromini's design plays with light and shadow, creating a dynamic, almost fluid movement on the stone surface. Above the entrance, a striking relief of St. Charles Borromeo welcomes visitors, surrounded by intricate Baroque flourishes. Step inside, and you'll be surrounded by Borromini's architectural genius. The undulating walls and oval dome create a sense of movement, while the interplay of light through the clerestory windows gives the space an ethereal glow. Unlike the grand basilicas of Rome, this church is intimate yet deeply expressive. The street outside is quiet, far from the bustling tourist spots of Rome. Few visitors pass by, yet that only adds to its charm. Here, you can feel the city's local rhythm, residents going about their day, a slow and steady pace untouched by the rush of modern life. Now we're at Palazzo Barberini, a stunning Baroque palace that once belonged to the powerful Barberini family. Built in the 7th century, this grand residence was designed by 3 legendary architects, Carlo Maderno, Gian Lorenzo Bernini, and Francesco Borromini. Today, it houses the National Gallery of Ancient Art, featuring masterpieces by Caravaggio, Raphael, and many more. Inside, one of the most breathtaking sights is Pietro da Cortona's ceiling fresco, The Triumph of Divine Providence. Spanning an entire hall, this masterpiece bursts with color and movement, showcasing the grandeur of Baroque art. And don't miss the stunning helicoidal staircase, a Borromini design that spirals upward with an almost weightless elegance. Fans of Roman Holiday might recognize this palace. It appeared in the film as the backdrop for a grand embassy ball, while it was just a movie set. Palazzo Barberini's real history is just as fascinating as any Hollywood story. Now, we're strolling through Rome, camera in hand, capturing the city's timeless charm. From grand piazzas to quiet alleyways, every corner tells a story. The worn cobblestones, sunlit facades, and hidden cafes create the perfect backdrop, while locals bring the city to life. Baristas, artists, and passersby adding their own rhythm to the streets. Let's take it all in, one shot at a time. As we get closer to the Trevi Fountain, the streets become livelier. More shops, more cafes, and a growing crowd of visitors, all drawn to one of Rome's most iconic landmarks.
The guy that built him, his father, you have wife or girlfriend?
And here it is, the Trevi Fountain, one of Rome's most breathtaking sights. Designed by Nicola Salvi in the 18th century, this grand Baroque masterpiece features Oceanus, the god of all waters, at its center, surrounded by mythical sea creatures. Tradition says tossing a coin over your shoulder ensures your return to Rome. So let's make a wish. Leaving the Trevi Fountain, we walk along Via del Murat, where the Sunday market brings the street to life. Stalls filled with souvenirs, artworks, and handmade crafts attract both tourists and locals. From here, we continue toward the Pantheon, one of Rome's greatest architectural marvels. Before reaching the Pantheon, we stopped for a quick snack. 2 delicious rice croquettes, or supplì. One is flavored with Genovese pesto, rich and aromatic, while the other is classic tomato, filled with gooey mozzarella. Crispy on the outside, soft and cheesy inside. These are a must-try in Rome. Their comforting taste and texture make them especially enjoyable for Japanese palates. Sappi has a long history in Italy, originally inspired by Sicilian arancini. It became popular in Rome in the 19th century as a simple yet satisfying street food. The name Sappi comes from the French word surprise, referring to the hidden melted mozzarella inside. While similar to arancini, Sappi is usually smaller and elongated, making it the perfect handheld snack. Before reaching Piazza Navona, we catch a glimpse of Sant'Andrea della Valle in the distance. This grand Baroque church, built in the late 16th century, is known for its magnificent dome, the second highest in Rome after St. Peter's Basilica. Inside, its frescoed ceilings and gilded decorations create a breathtakingly ornate space. Opera lovers might recognize it as the setting for the opening scene of Tosca by Puccini. I've arrived at Piazza Navona, one of Rome's most famous squares, built on the site of an ancient Roman stadium. This lively piazza is lined with elegant Baroque buildings, restaurants, and street artists. I entered from the side of the Fontana dei Quattro Fiumi, the Fountain of the Four Rivers, designed by Bernini in 1651. It represents four major rivers from different continents: the Nile, the Danube, the Ganges, and the Rio de la Plata. At its center stands an obelisk, symbolizing the unity of these great waters. Heading south, I reached the Fontana del Moro, the Moor Fountain. Originally designed by Giacomo della Porta in the 16th century, Bernini later added the central figure, a muscular Moor wrestling with a sea creature. Framed by four tridents, this fountain captures the dynamic energy of Rome's Baroque artistry. Next, I'm heading to the Museum of Rome. The Museum of Rome showcases the city's rich history, from the Middle Ages to the 20th century. Housed in Palazzo Braschi, it features paintings, sculptures, and artifacts that tell the story of Rome's evolving culture and daily life. The Museum of Rome's collection was truly impressive, but one painting stood out. Antonio Malchiotti's Ciceracchio Annuncia al Popolo La Concessione dello Statuto da Par di Pio Piovia. It captures a powerful moment in history, filled with intricate details and hidden stories that bring the scene to life. Now, I'm walking along Via del Governo Vecchio, heading toward Castel Sant'Angelo. As I continue along the street, Castel Sant'Angelo comes into view. Originally built as Emperor Hadrian's mausoleum in the 2nd century, it later became a fortress, a papal residence, and even a prison. Its towering walls and strategic position along the Tiber River tell the story of Rome's ever-changing history.
Start the bus.
I'm now crossing Ponte Sant'Angelo, one of the most beautiful bridges in Rome. Built by Emperor Hadrian, it was later adorned with 10 angel statues designed by Bernini. With the Tiber River flowing beneath and Castel Sant'Angelo ahead, this walk feels like stepping through history. Standing in front of Castel Sant'Angelo, I can see St. Peter's Basilica in the distance. Leading to it is Via della Conciliazione, a grand avenue built in the 20th century to symbolize the reconciliation between the Vatican and the Italian state. Flanked by elegant buildings and lampposts, it creates a striking visual corridor toward the heart of Catholicism. At the end of Via della Conciliazione stands St. Peter's Basilica, the heart of Vatican City and the world's largest church. Built over the tomb of St. Peter, this architectural masterpiece was designed by legends like Bramante, Michelangelo, and Bernini. The Vatican itself, the smallest country in the world, is the spiritual center of Catholicism, home to the Pope and countless artistic treasures. The Vatican museums house one of the world's most impressive art collections, spanning centuries of history. Founded in the early 16th century, they showcase masterpieces from ancient sculptures to Renaissance paintings. The highlight is the Sistine Chapel, where Michelangelo's breathtaking frescoes, including The Last Judgment, cover the ceiling and walls, making it an unforgettable experience.
You speak French?
Oui, on a pris des billets avec
While Vatican museums offer same-day tickets, the wait can be long. To save time, it's best to book in advance.
Questo ormai però è scritto. Me l'ha già scritto.
Just after entering the Vatican museums, I step out onto a balcony, and there it is, a stunning view of St. Peter's Basilica. Seeing its grand dome from this angle offers a new perspective on this iconic landmark. The Pinacoteca of the Vatican Museums is home to an incredible collection of paintings from the Middle Ages to the 19th century. Established in 1932, it features masterpieces by Raphael, Leonardo da Vinci, Caravaggio, and more. One of its highlights is Raphael's Transfiguration, a work that showcases his mastery of light and composition. The Gregorian Egyptian Museum showcases artifacts from ancient Egypt, reflecting the deep historical connections between Egypt and Rome. Established in 1839 by Pope Gregory XVII, it features mummies, sarcophagi, hieroglyphic inscriptions, and statues of pharaohs. The collection highlights the influence of Egyptian culture on the Roman Empire, making it a fascinating stop in the Vatican Museums. The Chiaramonti Museum, founded by Pope Pius VII in the early 19th century, is a long corridor filled with over 1,000 Roman statues, busts, and reliefs. This collection provides an incredible glimpse into Roman portraiture and sculptural art, preserving the faces and expressions of emperors, gods, and ordinary citizens from antiquity. The Braccio Nuovo, or New Wing, is one of the most impressive galleries in the Vatican Museums. Built in the early 19th century by Pope Pius VII, it houses an extraordinary collection of Roman statues, including the famous statue of Emperor Augustus of Prima Porta. The Grand Hall, lined with elegant marble columns and intricate mosaics, offers a striking setting for these ancient masterpieces.
Je crois qu'on pouvait pour l'apéro. From the Braccio Nuovo, I continued through the Vatican Museums, passing through some of its most remarkable galleries. First, the octagonal courtyard,
where ancient sculptures like Laocoon and his sons stand in open-air elegance. Then, the Pio Clementino Museum, home to grand halls filled with classical masterpieces. Moving on, I walk through the Galleria dei Candelabri, lined with stunning marble columns, the Gallery of Tapestries, where intricate woven artworks depict historic and biblical scenes, and the breathtaking Gallery of Maps, showcasing Renaissance cartography in vivid color. Before reaching the Sistine Chapel, I also explored the collection of contemporary art, where modern religious-themed works connect the past with the present. Finally, I arrived at the Sistine Chapel, where Michelangelo's legendary frescoes awaited. Unfortunately, photography isn't allowed in the Sistine Chapel, so there are no more shots from inside. But some things are best experienced in person. If you ever visit Rome, be sure to see Michelangelo's The Last Judgment with your own eyes. It's a sight you'll never forget. To end the day, I took a stroll through Rome's beautifully lit streets. At night, the city glows with a different charm, its warm lights reflecting on the cobblestones. For dinner, I enjoyed a simple yet flavorful anchovy pasta, followed by a classic tiramisu. The perfect way to wrap up a day in Rome. With this, my time in Rome comes to an end. Tomorrow, I'll be heading to Naples, a city full of history, vibrant streets, and incredible food. A new adventure awaits.